News 25 is brought to you by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumps optometrist since 1990, offering full spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, a murder victim is found by the highway in Amargosa, and an alleged drunk driver launches his truck over the roundabout. News 25 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Police are asking for help to identify a victim. It's Monday, March 4th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. A victim of what appears to be a homicide was found by the side of the highway in Amargosa Friday afternoon. The Nye County Sheriff's Office says that the man appears to have died from blunt force trauma. The Nye County Sheriff's Office is investigating a possible homicide. On Friday, deputies responded to a report of a male who was deceased on the side of Highway 95 north of State Route 373 near Amargosa Valley. Detectives say that they found the body of a man and homicide is in fact suspected. The Nye County Sheriff's Office this afternoon gave further information describing the individual as a black adult male, 5 foot 10 inches tall, approximately 166 pounds. He had a tattoo on his right side of his neck that says Brandy and an unknown tattoo on his upper right arm. The individual appears to have died as a result of blunt force trauma. Anyone who has any information is asked to contact the Sheriff's Office at 775-751-7000. And a person was transported with injuries following a major accident on Blagg Road and Highway 372 on Saturday night. Mercy Air was unavailable to transport the victim to Vegas due to weather. The driver, who was suspected of DUI, was taken to Desert View Hospital by ground ambulance, then subsequently transported to a Vegas trauma facility. One male adult was transported to the hospital with injuries following a single-vehicle accident on Saturday night on Blagg Road and Highway 372. The truck driver and only occupant appeared to have been driving southbound on Blagg Road when he missed the turn at the roundabout and drove up onto the center median. The truck then possibly went airborne before it crashed and rolled. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue personnel, engines, ambulance, and heavy rescue arrived on scene. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue reported that the man was heavily entrapped in the car and had to cut out the patient by removing the top of the vehicle. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies and auxiliary units were also dispatched. Nevada Highway Patrol conducted the accident investigation. The driver is suspected of being under the influence. Traffic was blocked in all directions while the investigation was being conducted. Well, Valley Electric has a new CEO, at least for now. Richard Peck, a longtime utility executive, was named interim chief executive officer of Valley Electric Association today and will serve in that capacity until further notice. Peck of Kenai, Alaska, is the owner of Utility Innovations Plus, a management consulting and renewable energy business. He replaces Steve Morrison, the VEA CFO, who was named acting chief executive last week after CEO Angela Evans was placed on administrative leave by the board of directors following her arrest by the Nye County Sheriff's Office for embezzlement. Peck says when a utility is in stress, whether it be financial or political, that's what I'm drawn to. VEA says the naming of Peck as interim executive followed the cooperative succession policy. The board had 10 days to name an interim chief executive after the appointment of an acting chief executive. According to the cooperative, Peck's 47-year career in public power has included 24 years as a CEO of rural utilities in the West and 4 years of international consulting in South America and Southeast Asia. He started his public power career in October of 1969 at Homer Electric Association position in Homer, Alaska. In 2012, Peck was selected as interim general manager of Beartooth Electric Cooperative in Red Lodge, Montana, to assist the board on organizational and financial issues. 3 years later, he returned to his Alaska home on the Kenai Peninsula to continue his consulting business after developing a management agreement for Beartooth Electric with Lower Valley Energy, a Wyoming cooperative. Peck has been married to his wife Vicki for 54 years, and they have 3 children and 5 grandchildren. He's a United States Marine Corps veteran and resides in Kenai, Alaska. News 25 will return after this break.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Well, Lyft is joining the stock market in today's Business First Brief. Angela Miles has that story and more.
Topping our news, Lyft is on the road to Wall Street. The taxi app company filed paperwork Friday to raise $100 million for an IPO. The stock ticker will likely be LYFT on the NASDAQ. Tarmac time is adding up for 2 airlines. The U.S. Transportation Department reveals American Airlines was fined $1 million, which is close to a record for that airline, while Delta was fined for the first time. Delta had a fine of $750,000 for leaving passengers sitting on jets. Many of the delays were caused by bad weather and for safety reasons. Southwest Airlines is suing its mechanics union. The airline accuses the union of deliberately slowing down work and forcing cancellations of hundreds of flights. The Business Insider reports Southwest mechanics claim they are pressured by Southwest supervisors to approve planes for flight and that it's a safety hazard.
Thanks, Angela. Well, it's a sad situation. 23 people have died, including 3 small children, as a result of one of the deadliest tornadoes that tore through Lee County, Alabama, and parts of Georgia over the weekend. The storm was upgraded today to an EF4 after meteorologists determined it brought 170-mile-per-hour winds to the area and left a track almost a mile wide and 24 miles long. All of the victims, except for 6, have been identified. The remaining could not be physically identified by sight. The Lee County coroner says officials are in the process of fingerprinting those individuals to positively ID them. No other people have been reported missing at this time. In the aftermath, the destruction has been described as catastrophic, and the search is on for survivors and more victims. Crews are employing dogs, manpower, and drones, and everything else that they say they can get their hands on. Executive Board Director Kathy McKenna spoke to News 25 shortly after the popular court-appointed Special Advocates Crab Fest held Saturday night at Nye Communities Coalition about the evening's festivities.
It was excellent. I'll tell you, we had a great turnout. Everybody brought their pocketbook, and that really helps CASA a lot.
It sure did.
So we had pick a prize, so you could pick, put your ticket in and get whatever prize you like. We had a silent auction, had a lot of different items for them to choose from, and then we had a great live auction.
Bid 150, sir, you're in at 140. Bid 150. Yes. 150, 160. 150, bid 160. 150, bid now 160. Yes. 160, 170. Cheap.
Ski Sinski and Ron Gibson, and those guys are awesome. They just knock it out of the park. They make it fun. They're truly just great guys, and they make it even more fun as they auction.
Lots of fun. There's a lot of items that were auctioned off here today, but we're here for the crab, right?
We are. The crab is flown in on Friday night. Brian Coonsey went and picked it up and brings it in here, so this is the freshest crab that you can have, and it's Dungeness crab flown in from Oregon.
Wow. And Laura Oswald is in the kitchen?
Absolutely. Bless her heart, she's been sticking with Brian for both of them have done this for 8 years, and we so appreciate her. I even had people calling when they bought tickets saying, Laura will be cooking, right?
Yeah. She also had her famous chicken recipe.
Of course she did. I think we had about 80 pounds of chicken, to give you an idea. So, and I think we sold out of everything.
The cake that Tamara Trudeau does every year actually went for a large amount, but she also is going to make a second one?
Yes, she is. I think, truth be told, Ski ratted on himself and said, oops, I goofed up. I thought there was 2 and there was only 1. And Tamara Trudeau rises to the top every time, and she's going to make a second one for Rick.
So if people want to find out more about CASA, donate to CASA, or even become an advocate?
Yes, we would love for people to come in, help. Advocating is the best way to volunteer your time to be able to be the voice of foster children in the court system. And so if they are interested, give us a call, 775-505-2272, which is CASA.
There's a training class just coming up on March 8th, so if you want to get that class, there's a limited time to do that, because these CASAs are trained to help these kids who are in situations where they need a voice in the courts.
They do, and it's actually March 9th. Our first day is on Saturday, and then it'll be Mondays and Thursdays. It's of an evening, so it's after you get off work. And it's truly not bad. It's over a 5-week period of time, and then you're only donating about 4 to 6 hours a month.
And it's definitely a rewarding thing to do. If you can't spend the time, you can always donate at that same number.
Absolutely. We always accept donations. We have some people that just give us a donation one time, or they give it to us monthly for a year. So we're always interested, and just give us a call at 775-505-2272. or go visit our website at www.ptcasanv.org.
Well, in our growing state, there's bound to be more road construction. The California Department of Transportation announces that construction for the Town Pass Curve realignment project has begun. This half-mile wide project on the State Route 190 within Death Valley National Park, a half-mile east of Town Pass. The project should enhance safety and reduce accidents by realigning curves and constructing shoulders. This $1.9 million project was awarded to Myers Earthwork of Redding, California. It's right over the border there. Travelers should anticipate a delay of up to 20 minutes during construction, which is Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. until 7 p.m., and Friday, 6 a.m. until 3 p.m. The project should be complete by the end of May of 2019. We'll return with more news right after this.
News 25 is brought to you by Bill and Robin Law, injury attorneys. Injured, need money? Get Bill and Robin, your local Pahrump injury attorneys.
Well, donkey basketball was held on Friday night for the 4th year in a row. The business team, It's On Like Donkey Kong, are the winners once again in this donkey basketball fundraising tournament held at the high school. Donkey basketball was held Friday night in the Pahrump Valley High School gym. This fundraiser goes to help with extracurricular activities in our area schools. The bleachers were packed with crowds of onlookers enjoying the several teams playing basketball on top of donkeys. The athletes stayed on top of their donkey and had to have their donkey with them at all times, including if they had to retrieve the ball, they had to still hold their donkey's reins and bring the donkey with them. This year the game was dedicated to Cassandra Selbach, who has played for many years on the business team, the Badonkadonks. In fact, everyone's t-shirt had on the back in memory of Cassandra, who died at the age of 35 in January from a terminal autoimmune disease.
She was one of the most influential people in our community, just a huge community leader, worked with VEA, but was always with the businesses and very competitive soul, if you will, but always had a lot of fun, always had a smile on her face. Unfortunately lost her battle with immune disease this year. So we dedicate this game and to her and to the memory of her, but she was always right there in there getting competitive and trying to win the game, and then talking trash but always smiling afterwards, and just a great lady, and definitely going to be missed.
This year the teams included the Rosemary Clark Middle School staff, the Badonkadonks, the elementary school teachers here in our area called the Dunkin' Donkeys, the transportation department for the school district called the NCSD Trotters, the business team, It's On Like Donkey Kong. Death Valley even participated with their team, the Death Valley Heat. Night Communities Coalition had the Thunder Donks. Pahrump Valley High School staff had the Rump Riders. Also playing was the Pahrump Valley High School seniors. In the end, for the 4th year in a row, It's On Like Donkey Kong, the business team won the Badonkadonks from Rosemary Clark Middle School 8-10 in sudden death. On the business team, It's On Like Donkey Kong was Cassandra's brother, DJ Mills. Congratulations to the team. Well, NHP says 1/3 of fatal crashes nationwide involve speeding, a statistic that is prompting local law enforcement officers to crack down on aggressive drivers and speeders here in the state. Nevada law enforcement officers are joining forces to increase high visibility patrols now through March 13th for motorists exceeding the speed limit. Exceeding the speed limit or driving too fast for the conditions is one of the most common factors contributing to traffic crashes and cost our country billions of dollars every year. Driving too fast can turn a near miss into a crash or a fatality. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration estimates that the annual cost to society of speeding-related crashes is about $40.4 billion per year. Well, here's Josh Osborne with your great computer deals tech tip.
Reporting from my man cave, it's Josh from Pahrumph's own Great Computer Deals, and it's time for another quick tutorial.
Windows Apps Part 1. If you're running one of the newer versions of Windows, you probably noticed by now that your Start menu looks way different. Now, instead of just having a list of programs like Microsoft Office and Adobe Photoshop, you're now seeing a whole new section of these colorful tiles. Well, these color boxes are called apps, which is simply short for applications. And in the same way that you can download apps on your iPhone or Android tablet, you now have access to hundreds of thousands of apps using a regular Windows 10 based desktop or laptop computer. For an example of why you might want some of these apps, stay tuned for part 2 of our video.
Still need help? Come to our store where you'll find low prices and friendly faces. We're located at 1190 East Highway 372, or call us at 775-990-8833.
News 46 Weather Cam is brought to you by Glenn Lerner Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Let's take a look outside. I hear that you're going to have to enjoy the mountain for just a little bit longer because we have a storm a-brewing. We're going to tell you more about that after this break.
News 25 Weather is brought to you by Pahrump Rental and Do It Best Hardware, your friendly small-town hardware store. Shop small, shop local.
All right, let's take a look at our map. In Las Vegas, today's high 69 with your low of 49 tonight. Death Valley 79, low of 55. Amargosa 68.43. Beatty 65.40. Goldfield 55 with your low of 32. Tonopah's highs 52 with your low of 31. Carson City 51.30. Fallon 53.32, and Fernley 52 degrees, 31 your overnight lows. Today here in Pahrump, partly cloudy, high of 64. And your winds out of the south at 6 miles per hour with humidity 43%. That's why I'm having that bad hair day. Sunrise 6:10 in the morning. And tonight, we're still 64 degrees right now with mostly clear skies with your low of 46. Winds out of the southeast at 8 miles per hour. Humidity 56% and sunset 5:41 in the evening. We're showing a chance of rain there on Wednesday. We want to make note of that. The National Weather Service is saying that we may have some snow up there on the Spring Mountains Wednesday and Friday as well. And with a chance of rain here in Pahrump on Friday. We got Tuesday's high with cloudy skies at 64. Your low of 48. Wednesday 64.43. Thursday 66.47. Friday 68.53. And over the weekend the sun's just poking out just a hair there on Saturday. Your high of 59, your low of 47. Sunday getting just a bit warmer there, 61.43. And Monday they're showing a chance of rain. 59 as your high and 40 as your low. We'll see how that all pans out. But we are being told by the National Weather Service that there is a storm coming in Wednesday and Friday with it clearing up in between on Thursday. So we'll see how that goes on tomorrow's broadcast. That's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell from all of us here at KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio 103.1 FM. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.